Hi, I'm Tracey. I've been asked to give my top 5 tips on keeping books in a busy cafe. Just to give you a little bit of background, previous to opening Aloysius, I spent 10 years in retail banking whilst doing the bookwork for my husband's 2 businesses. One was paintball business and another one was floor and wall tiling, so in the construction industry. So I was completely unprepared for the amount of paperwork that we would have in a busy cafe where everything is on 7-day accounts as opposed to 30-day accounts, and where you're getting deliveries upon deliveries day after day. So here are my top 5 tips for keeping track of your books. So tip number 1 is to use Xero. Xero is fabulous. It integrates with so many apps and programs that you may already be using or are going to use in the future. Once you've actually got your bank feed set up and you've got your rules in place, anything from reconciling an account to doing payroll or running reports will take you a fraction of the time that it used to take. Another thing I love about Xero is you can just scan and upload all of your invoices and post them against the applicable transaction, which means that you're not going to have filing cabinets full of paperwork. In 2 years, we ended up filling up one whole filing cabinet. So if I had have known this right back at the start, I could have, avoided all of that filing and not knowing where bits and pieces were. So definitely get a great accounting system, and I do recommend Xero. Second tip for bookkeeping is definitely check off all of your invoices when you receive your stock from your suppliers. So keep the order that you've submitted with your supplier, and then when the order comes in, check it off against the invoice and check off you've received everything that you have ordered, because suppliers are notorious for sending the wrong item or placing something on back order and not letting you know about it. And the last thing you want to happen is a busy Monday morning and you run out of 12-ounce lids for your cups. Yes, that's happened to us. So make sure you do check off everything against your order, but also check off the stock against the invoice and then keep your invoices. So third tip for keeping your bookwork under control is to have an inventory list. So Xero can help you do this. As you enter each invoice, just start creating inventory items and pop their prices in. The key reason for doing this is to make sure that you're not getting charged the wrong price for items. Again, suppliers, they're just humans and they make mistakes. And again, I've found over and over we've been charged the incorrect price for something. We may have a discounted price because we buy so much of it, and they've keyed in just the generic price into their end. So if you can keep a list of your inventory and how much it costs, and then that way you can make sure that they haven't snuck in any sneaky price rises or that they just haven't made a genuine mistake as well. My 4th tip is have a central location for all of your paperwork. Once upon a time we used to have a drawer, we'd poke all of our paperwork in there each day, it would get full up, we'd have invoices falling behind the back of the drawer, they'd fall out on the floor, it would get very, very messy. So my solution for this was a yellow folder. So it cost me $1.95. It went in a central location in the cafe, and when anything was checked off and ticked off, it went in the yellow folder. So it was very, very cost effective, and it just made life so much easier. So when I went off to do my bookwork, or later on when I got a bookkeeper, you could just hand over the yellow folder and everything was in the one spot. So 5th and final tip for making life easier with your bookkeeping is to make sure you keep all of your supplier information, so price lists, contact details, things like that, all in the one spot, and then all of your equipment manuals in the one spot. So if you have an equipment breakdown in the middle of a peak time, your staff can quickly and easily go to your manual, find out who they need to contact, find out if it's a warranty claim or if they just need to contact their service provider, and it just makes life a lot easier when you're looking up serial numbers and models and makes. You can keep it all in this folder. You don't have to have staff crawling around on floors trying to look for serial numbers on fridges. So that's my final tip.